All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another weekly update. Hope everybody's having a lovely weekend. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, we're going to start off here with the weekly time frame. Then we're going to go down to the daily time frame. We'll cover the smaller time frames, and then we will be going over some real juicy individual ticker setups. I have some real juicy ones for you this week, going into this week, and I think you're going to like them because I like them a lot. All right, let's get into it. I'm actually going to kick things off with the monthly chart because I failed to mention it the other day when we had the monthly close, and then we will go over the weekly chart. All right, all I have to say about this is we have a big, large, wide-bodied green bar. It is a bullish candlestick. It indicates that bulls are in control, and we likely keep seeing higher prices. It's not bearish, all right? We can get a pullback, but the pullback's going to be eaten. All right, now coming over to the weekly chart here, I just want to point out, guys, you closed out the week with another hammer candlestick. You have another bullish candlestick on SPY, on QQQ. IWM just looks absolutely dirty right now, and it's going to 210. DIA, you have a break and retest, hammer / pin bar candlestick, bullish candlestick coming up from the break and retest level. What makes this a bullish candlestick? You have a large lower wick. You do not have a large upper wick. Bulls were in control. All right, you come over to VIX. We have a bearish candlestick. That is that. All right, guys, so those are the weekly charts. I don't have a reason to think that we're going to, automatically have a really red week this week. I just don't, all right? If anything, I have the exact opposite being suggested to me, and we are going to be seeing higher prices. We're going to discuss in this video what we're going to be looking for on those higher prices, but for now, guys, all we have to concern ourselves with is that this thing's not bearish yet. It's still going higher. We don't have a warning sign here on the weekly chart. If we're going to get the warning sign, it's going to look something like this. You're going to have the large lower wick, or not lower wick, large upper wick, or we're going to have a straight doji candlestick. Guys, we haven't had that in quite some time. We just keep printing these bullish candlesticks. All right, the closest you got over here, and then it was followed by a hammer. And now you do that. Now, again, we are going to just stay right here on the weekly time frame, and I'm going to point out, you have a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3. Guys, you have a 3-week-long range that you just broke up from. Do you think it's just going to end just like that after 1 week of breakout? I think not. You had a 1, you had a 2, you had a 3, you broke up. All right? You had a 1, you had a 2, a 3, 4, 5, you broke up, and you had a big leg. Do we have any others? You have like 5 weeks of this, and then you go boom. All right? I think I'm making it pretty clear. You have a range. You break one way out of the range, you typically will get that that continuation there. SPY, what do we have? I'm not going to say we have a 3-week-long range, but again, you have the bullish engulfing candlestick that we had last week, which suggested we were going to be seeing higher prices this week, followed by another bullish candlestick off of increasing volume. What the hey, man? What the hey? That's probably what the bears are saying. What the hey? They're like, when is this market going to die? Guys, the market will die. It's not going to die, but the market will come back down when it's time to come back down. Until we get the warning signs that even suggest that we should be cautious about it coming down, we shouldn't be bearish. You got no reason to be bearish, guys. I will guide you throughout this price action, day in and day out, week in and week out here on this channel. Just follow along. That's all you got to do. All right. I'm not going to recommend that you don't watch other YouTubers or anything, but I will promise, I will guarantee right here, right now, I will only include in my videos the info that actually matters. We're not going to cloud your mind with some nonsense that does not matter. All right, everything we discuss here on this channel is just us keeping it simple, us keeping it exactly as large as it needs to be. You don't need to make your equation massive. You just need a few key factors in that equation to keep your eye out for, and then boom, all right, you have a winning equation. I will give you that winning equation here on the channel. I promise. All right. IWM, weekly time frame. You just pushed up to resistance with a wide-bodied green bar off of increasing volume. Your weekly RSI has room to run. We already knew you broke out from this range. We're looking for upside. Yeah, 210 incoming, baby. 210 incoming. Let's just turn back on the drawings. Yeah, you guys see what I'm saying. Guys, does this really look bearish to you? I'm sorry, but does this look bearish to... I'm not sorry, actually. it doesn't look bearish. Okay, you literally just, you just consolidated, slightly going up to the point where it looks like you're going to have an explosion at some point because you haven't had it down here. You've just been chopping it up and then boom. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like things are about to be accelerating over here for the IWM. DIA, again, all right? The break and retest off of the previous all-time high, guys. There was no reason to be bearish. There really was not. Definitely not. And you got the PCE data just not tanking you. Well, guys, now we don't have any reason to be bearish. We have Jay Powell testifying next week. That is the next catalyst. I believe it is going to be on Wednesday. That is the next catalyst that could potentially be rug pulling this market. But guess what? As of right now, we got a fresh breakout here in SPY. We got a fresh breakout here on QQQ. We got we're going to call it a fresh breakout over here on IWM. You got the daily close above 205.49. Where's 205.49 derived from? The high of this candlestick right here. Boom, bop, bing, boop. Pow. We're going up. All right. Likely going up. Doesn't have to go up, but I'm serious. If this looks like a bearish look to you, I think you need to educate yourself on what is bearish versus bullish. That I do. You don't have a topping tail. You have the exact opposite, and bulls were in control, and now they've closed you at the high with the above the key level that you need to close above. I think this thing is going to our supply zone up here, which from 209.50 to 212. Okay, that is what we're paying attention to. Now come back over here, SPY. I will point out, guys, you just had your breakout. Last time you had your breakout just like this, you had at least one more day of highs before you consolidated. So that is that. Now, I will point out, 511.50 target has been hit. I'm not looking for higher prices. I'm not going to put the targets back on the board, but I think 520 is reachable. That is the third extension that I was paying attention to. All right. Now, as far as QQQ goes, where are we watching for, guys? We're watching for 450. Now that you're like halfway to 450, between 440 and 450, because why are you not going to go run to the 450 cycle level? I'm just putting it out there. It's the same thing as like a stock is right near all-time highs. Bitcoin, all right? For example, Bitcoin is right next to all-time highs. People are bearish on Bitcoin, right next to all-time highs. Guys, psychology-wise, why the heck did you get back up here if you were going to stall it right here? The psychology behind your thesis there does not add up, all right? It does not add up. And, this could be a massive bull trap, but it's much more likely that buyers were committed here. They were stronger than the bears. You didn't have a retracement, and you're likely going to take out this high. If you have pullbacks, they're buying opportunities, and we're going to be looking for this. All right? You got a big old pullback. You buy the big old pullback. You don't have to do anything. All right? But I'm just speaking as like, hey, we're just hypothetically speaking about the winner here in the situation. You see that, you buy that, and then you get to ride it up. Why are you not going to go and take out that all-time high? That's all I'm wondering, okay? Speaking about all-time highs, I have to add one to the list we're going to be paying attention to today. MU. That is one we're paying attention to today. Guys, we have such a large list of tickers, but I'm going to start off with the most juicy setups first in a second, okay? Daily time frame. We've covered what we had to cover. Yes, you have this large bearish divergence going on, just continuing to carve out there. Yes, you're in this rising wedge formation, whatever you want to, wherever you want to draw that thing to. Yeah, I understand you're slamming up into trendline resistance here. That's that. But again, you don't have a reason to be bearish. And I'm sure everyone and their mothers is looking at this exact same thing, and they're probably also getting bearish. And you're probably going to see it pop above that upper trend line. People are going to lose their shit. Pardon my French. They're going to lose their poop. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. We don't have a bearish looking chart. We definitely do not. I want to make that extremely obvious here in this video, okay? And we're going to look at some of these individual tickers, and things are ready to rip higher, guys, which is going to bring the indices higher, guys. All right? Before we move on, SMH. Very, very nice, strong breakout, increasing volume. Does suggest we see higher prices come Monday over here on SMH. That likely brings the chip sector higher. All right. Guess what? Chips, they lead the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, it leads the SPY. The S&P 500. The S&P 500 leads everything. All right. We have a recipe for, further upside. I'm just putting it out there. All right. But 450, guys, that is my target over here for QQ for the week. We will be watching for 450 to be hit. Okay. As you guys knew, if you were not new to this channel, we had a bullish look going into the PCE data, came in tame. Now we don't have reason to be bearish. All right. So again, guys, what are we going to be watching for before we get any sort of bearish sentiment in our head, okay? What are we going to be watching for? We're watching for the 15-minute bearish divergence to pop up. Guys, we start the week off with a sell. You're looking for buyers to take you up to a new high. And on that new high, what are we watching for? Your 15-minute bearish divergence. We typically have them at every single top and every single bottom. All right. Well, I can't say every single because there are exceptions, but the vast majority of the time, you're going to start carving something out. And yeah, maybe it gets burned like that from that. And then boom, you have one right here, right after that gets burned. Guys, you watch for these. You watch for them. And yeah, they're literally the gifts from the markets. Like, let me just go over. So this is SPY. Do you guys want to see something pretty cool? All right. Every single bottom has a bullish divergence. Okay. You want to see the tops? I'll show you the tops in a sec. We'll just go over the bottoms for now. All right. We're going to go over these major, well, they're not major bottoms, but here on the 15-minute time frame, you clearly could see this is what came right before your impulsive move up. Why? Because this is your warning sign that things behind the scenes are shifting. Your momentum behind the scenes is shifting. All right. You can like keep going back, baby. Keep going back, baby. You will keep finding these bullish divergences. Oh yeah. You had, long time you're putting that one out. But here's also the thing, guys. You're looking for these moves. All right. So I understand I'm marking out big moves here, but you're looking for even the small ones that are going to be bringing these bounces. For example, lower low right here, higher low on the RSI. You got to bounce from there. Okay. What's the most bounce? But you got to bounce. All right. Now let's mark out these tops. Boom, boom, boom. All right. This is one that didn't end up. You see, you really did not get a pullback here at all. All right. What do you have right there at the top? Oh, you slightly made a higher high there, did you? No, you did not. All right. You did not have one right here. What is that? All right. So we have a high of 81.52. You have a high. You actually did have one. All right. So from that point to that point, you did have your bearish divergence going on. Oh, what do we have over here? We have a bearish divergence. So, I'm just literally making my point here, guys. Oh, you guys got another bearish divergence? Gotcha. All right. And guess what? We don't have one yet. All right, guys. So I do think it's likely that we are going to put one in. You can kind of just keep going back right here. You had the bearish divergence going on as well. All right here before you start chopping it up, you had this bearish divergence going on. Right here before you had that, you had the bearish divergence going on. Point is, we don't have one right now, so I have absolutely no reason to even be looking for that minor pullback. All right, that's what I really want to convey in this video is we don't have a reason to be bearish yet. I've been very vocal about that recently because I think it's, going to help people not lose their money just sitting there short in a market right now that it's not giving you a reason to be shorted. Look at IWM. Look at DIA. The thing doesn't look bearish. All right. And then you got what I'm showing you here on SPY and QQQ. And now we really have no reason to be bearish. Guys, until that pops up, don't look for a pullback. All right. You guys could do whatever you want to do, but I'll tell you, I'm not going to be looking for a pullback. All right. So that's really what we're watching for, guys. We're watching for this scenario right here. Okay. You start the week off higher, look for the pullback at some point, and then look for the higher high. On that higher high, we're looking for a bearish divergence to form. Okay. That's scenario number 2 if we just start the week off going up. Okay. There's that. Scenario number 2. Pullback. We're watching key level right here, 440.59. If you get that entry, congratulations. You're probably about to get paid on the long side. What are you watching for down here? We're going to be watching for that 5-minute or 15-minute bullish divergence, guys. Now, I will point out, you guys want to see some magic, okay? You didn't have any bearish divergence until this point at the very end of the day. You literally did not. And I'm going to show you how, you really don't need to complicate things, guys. You really don't need to complicate things. Tried telling you at the beginning of this video. I got you with the simple, okay? Right here, from here to here, it was on this candlestick right here. Guess what? Is if this candlestick right here, you knew you were probably going to be seeing some downside. All right. I think I let the Discord know on this candlestick right here because I saw you piped it up. Your RSI was starting to make the lower high, guys. All you got to watch for is when do they start coming up. It doesn't mean you're not going slightly higher, but the fact that they're popping up is a warning sign and suggests the tides are turning. All right. What do you get after that? You started getting your pullback, and I still think we could be seeing a deeper pullback to then start the week off like that, and then you rocket ship. But again, weekly chart, bullish, just like last week, people were like, oh, yeah, we're going down because you started the week off, you know, not rallying. Guess what? Okay, guess what? No, we failed to start the week off. And because we failed to start the week off and we had the bullish weekly candlestick, we were looking for that high to be taken out, guys. We were looking for not a down week. All right. We were very vocal about these two scenarios going into the start of the week. Scenario number 2 was if you start the week off with a pullback, I'm looking for PC to be bullish because I had stuff suggesting that PC could have been that bullish reaction. And it did end up being the bullish reaction. So yeah, all right, I understand by, you know, Wednesday you're down here, but what happened? All right, by Friday you're up here. That's a similar scenario here. Guys, if you start the week off, I don't care. I'm looking for the dip to be bought because of all the factors that I just went over here with you guys. We have no 15-minute bearish divergence. We got a bullish daily setup. We have a bullish weekly setup. All right, I'm looking for that dip to be bought. I hope I make that pretty clear. All right, guys, let's get into these individual tickers because I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's kick it off. All right, we have a lot. We're going to kick it off. We're going backwards, okay? We're going to kick it off with some really nice looking ones. We're going to start off with IBM. This one is freaking juicy, and I do think this is going to be the layup of the week. I will tell you guys right now. Last week, I was looking at the layup of the week right here, CELH. But what do we got right here? IBM. What do I like about this setup, guys? We got on the monthly time frame. You're stalling out right here, all right, right here at your supply zone, all the way back from 2014. Above that supply zone, you will have room up to like 203, we're going to call it. All right, but on a weekly chart, what do I really like about this? So yeah, you're stalling out right there, and I know if you get above, it's bullish, but what do I really like is you have this bullish consolidation right underneath your supply zone. It looks like you're going to bust up this week or the coming week, and it looks like you're probably going to be taking a ride here. You also came back and found buyers right at the 9 EMA, just like you did over here on the weekly chart, which is something I definitely like to see. But guys, you have a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3, you have a 4, you have a 5-week-long range. If you break above this 5-week-long range, which is literally going to be the high of this candlestick right here, which is going to be 189.46. If you could break 189.46, you will have an explosive move on your hands. You come here to the daily time frame, and now we're really looking freaking really good. Okay, we're looking really good. You just had the daily breakout here. You did not have the increasing volume, so not the best thing. But I will tell you guys right now, I really like that weekly setup I just went over there, and we have a fresh bull pennant / falling wedge breakout over here on the daily time frame. I think this seems sees continuation this week. I think this seems like a layup. All right. MU. That's another one we're going to be talking about. I'm not necessarily saying this isn't one, you know, I'm going to be really, you know, planning to play right here. But I am bullish on these pullbacks. I think this is the next one that's going to be taken out the wall. We actually have 2 to talk about. We have that and TSM. They're both approaching these all-time highs, but especially MU, guys. All right. You guys want to see something? AMD. All right. You had your all-time high. Okay. You had it. Broke above it. And then you consolidate above it. So we're going to be watching for you to break above over here in MU. We're watching for a break above 98 schmeckles, $98. And then we're going to hold above $98. And that's the potential that we'll be loading. What we just saw in AMD, this weeks of consolidation, followed by this massive Mamba Jamba candlestick over here. I do think that is potentially what we will have loading over the coming weeks over here on MU. So just something to keep on your radar, something to watch for. That is that. All right. Next one we're talking about, Netflix. Okay. The net of the flicks, guys, just honorable mention here. Looks really freaking good. Above this resistance, though, you're not really going to have much here. I mean, you're going to have a little thing at 630. But, guys, you really could be piping it all the way up to around 650. All right. So I'm not going to say this is set up to be played here. I was calling it out when we were kind of consolidating over here. And, yeah. All right, I was trying to tell people, guys, I understand just gapped up. You're not going to want to short the gap up. Don't short the beast. There's no reason to short the beast. All right, we're going to come over here to Mr. NVIDIA. Guys, you had the bull flag breakout here, the bull pennant breakout, whatever you want to refer to this as, this falling wedge breakout. You had it, and now you're pushing up to 824. Guys, I told you guys, above 824, we're going to 850. All right, this also seems like one of those layups of the week. You also, here on the weekly time frame, you have nothing less than a bullish look. All right, so that's that. come over here to Apple. I just want to point out, buyers started stepping in right here at the golden pocket. You did test the golden pocket, which was the risk of this setup the whole entire time. What do we also have, guys? We also have a falling wedge. Okay, you got your falling wedge now with this low over here. And I will say, I do think this thing is going to be breaking up. I think downside is still limited. I told you guys my call yesterday. In between here and here, you can see buyers aggressively step in for a move back up to 185 and then 190. All right. CELH. What are we watching on this one? We're watching for the retest here of 68.95. Congrats if anybody did end up playing this. This was the layup of the week last week. All right. Congrats. You saw an absolute nasty move over here on earnings. Holy sweet baby Jesus. 30% move intraday. Happened very quick. Congrats if you played it. But now we're really, really, really bullish on the pullback if we get it back to around 70 bucks. Okay. Next one we're talking about, Tesla. All right. Tesla, I think, is literally just winding up here, just like I pointed that over here. You wound up over here. I think you're literally just having this bullish consolidation. I think it is only a matter of time until you start, uncoiling here and see another big green candlestick right here. So currently we're just coiling up right here above the 90 MA, right underneath our gap resistance right over here at 206.93. All right. The low 206.77. That is what I meant to say. All right, so we're just going to come down here. We're going to make you a green bar because if you're not new to the channel, then our gaps are going to be green, our support and resistance are red, and our trend lines are orange. There's that, and then zones are going to be gray. But yeah, guys, you're looking bullish over here. It looks like you're just coiling up, and it looks like you're getting ready for the next leg. All right, coin. Speaking of next leg, this is something that's also just coiling up, consolidating. You have 4 days of consolidation here with what I just showed you on Bitcoin. If you do see further upside on Bitcoin, then coin. All right. That is something that I think has potential here. But you are consolidating right underneath your resistance here. The resistance goes all the way up to 220. So that's the caveat. I really wouldn't be playing this thing up here. I'm just going to put it out there. I gave you guys, the opportunity. I made it very clear, saying that I thought millions were going to be made over on Twitter over here. And yeah, as you guys see, we literally got the reaction. And hopefully you guys made money. I can't say I made, an insane amount of money off coin. But, guys, hindsight, that is a thing. In reality, guys, trust your system. Trust what you are prepared for. And yeah, I just wasn't trusting down here. I didn't, do what I intended up doing down here when I was up here. I was like, oh, we're going to buy the crap of that coin dip. I didn't buy the crap of the coin dip. I think I played it twice down there, and I got trolled once on it. And then I didn't catch the massive gap up because I sold the day before earnings, and then that happened. All right, whenever that was. All right. But yeah, next one, Meta. Guys, Meta, I pointed this one out. You had this printed a hammer candlestick off of increasing volume right above your range here. You haven't been able to really get your close. Your clears, they close above it. You have this little one right here. All right, guys, second target has been hit there, 500 bucks. I do think we're going to be seeing higher prices. This is the same one as I just pointed over on Netflix. Do not short the beast. You have no reason to short the beast. And there's that. Next one we're talking about is Avgo, all right? So this one already did end up playing out here, but we do have earnings this week, so we will definitely be keeping on the radar. You had this very clean move off, breaking retest going on right here. There you go. All right. Speaks for itself. Congrats if you end up playing it. But we do have earnings this week, and this is a big mover, so we're going to be definitely watching this thing for earnings. Okay. Definitely watching it. AMD, this is one that I do think will have continuation next week, like right away, considering this weekly and the daily candlestick. I think FOMO is about to be entering the space over here, and I think we're going to be seeing 220 over here on AMD. That is really what I'm looking for, and I think it is potentially going to be happening this week. And there's that. All right. Now this one's rather juicy. You have Roblox with the fresh falling wedge breakout here. You have the hourly bullish divergence going on down there. All right. And if we do this, you're right on the golden pocket. All right. Regardless, falling wedge breakout. I think a reversal is underway over here on Mr. Roblox. Okay. Upstart. Now this is looking rather immaculate to me. I do think this thing is getting ready for its move back up. I think you've just had this consolidation here. You've had months of this, my opinion, what looks to be bullish consolidation. All right. So these are the levels we're paying attention to. We got the 32.47 gap fill. We got the 29.60 gap resistance right here. I have this candlestick. And then we have 27.14, which is the high of this candlestick. Now, I want to point out here, daily RSI oversold. You got a lack of volume going on down here. You also are coiling up right here underneath the 9 EMA. All right, get above the 9 EMA. You're probably going to break above 27.14. Break above 27.14, you probably see a quick move up to 29.60. Above 29.60, that is when 32.47 is on the table. If you do end up hitting 32.47, that is when, guess what? That is when the swing is in play. Okay, it's in motion. Now, if you want the early entry on the swing, that is why I'm putting it on your radar down here. All right, rather than taking an entry when you have a confirmed breakout over here and you can take it for the ride. Okay, but this realistically, this is what I see on the table for potentially this upcoming week. Okay, next one we're talking about is GME, guys. So you do see we have about $2 of range here. If you break above 15.23, the high of this range, which was the high of this candlestick right here, I am looking for an equivalent move, so a $2 move to the upside. I know it's not exactly $2. That would bring GME over $17. All right, but I really like the weekly chart here. So you're holding the golden pocket, and it does look like you have a larger reversal underway here. All right, if you really want to go like that, you can also see something like that, and you're about to break out. So that is also something to pay attention to. You come over here, and you have that going on there. And it honestly isn't looking so bad. I know people, are going to be like, oh, meme stock. Why the heck are you wasting your time on a meme stock? Guys, this is a juicy setup. And I have nothing else to say other than this is a really juicy setup. All right. So, yeah, something I'm going to be watching this week. And you guys can do so, too, if you'd like. Break above 15.23. You're also going to be breaking above this trend line here of this massive falling wedge. We likely are going to be seeing a move up to 18.50. All right. Congrats in advance. Schwab, this is something that we have actually been waiting on to break out, and you now have had your breakout. Speaking of which, we have the next one that I think is rather juicy, and this also seems like a layup. But you got Schwab over here, so you had the breakout on this day right here, and you continued up. So these are the TP levels. I think you are going to continue, breaking up here. But I want to point out that I am bullish on pullbacks from this point in time. I'm looking to buy a pullback into 65. Okay, ZOM, you finally, I understand you have this doji candlestick spinning top. I understand, but I will say you finally had the weekly breakout above, not even weekly, you had the daily breakout. You have been getting rejected at this 104.88 level for ages now. And what happened? You finally broke above. You also got the weekly close above, and that's what I really like. You got the increasing volume going on there. You can see that arrow. You had the inverse head and shoulders breakout occur on Friday, and that is what I like. So consolidation, pullback into 105 is welcome, 104.88. Very welcome. Buy the dip there. That is the game plan, and ride it out to 109. I did point out that I thought this move was loading here. All right, like a 10% move. And I still think that is going to be the case. All right. You're also riding up this weekly 9 EMA, which is something I very much so like and is very similar to what you had over here. Rejection, rejection, rejection. You start flipping it. Rejection, rejection, rejection. You start flipping it. I think over the coming weeks, this thing's going to be doing some things. Put it on the radar. Swings are welcome. TLT, what you know about them rate hikes, dog? What you know about them rate hikes? The rates of the hikes of the rates. All right. Bull flag over here on TLT's weekly time frame. Get a breakout. And I'm just going to tell you, screw the breakout, all right? I'm going to tell you right now, I think we got rate cuts incoming. I don't know, if it comes at the upcoming meeting. But the fact that this is looking like this in the weekly time frame is suggesting that we probably do. Then again, you had a flag going on right here that I would have probably also said was bullish, and then you died. All right, so we're going to have to see. But I am definitely going to say right now, regardless of the rate cut situation, guess what? TLT looks really bullish to me. All right, well, I'm not going to say really bullish, but I on the weekly chart, it looks really bullish to me. On the daily chart, I'm telling you right now, I think we see higher prices. I think we see a move up to 95.23. If you stall out at 95.23, that's when you look to buy that pullback. All right, so I'll be looking for an entry off of that. That's where the trade opportunity really comes in here. Forget here, maybe we pull back a little bit. All right, maybe put in inverse, not inverse, just a cup and handle. Maybe we put in a cup and handle right here. You get to buy your handle or you get to buy the breakout. All right, from the breakout, guys, I'm looking for a test of this trend line. All right, so there's that. TLT. TSM. Okay, guys. Similar thing to what I was just pointing out on MU. there's not necessarily like a setup that I'm watching here. All right. But I am pointing out, I do think this is going to be running up to all-time highs and then breaking those all-time highs, considering all of the other chips have done so. BA. BA is one that I do think is setting up. I'm not going to claim to know when this thing's going to break out. Just like, you know, I don't know when any of these things are going to break out until they actually happen. And then I'll show you guys. All right. But as of right now, we do have something big in the works. Something big is loading, and that I do know for a fact. All right. What I don't know for a fact is when that breakout comes. So stay tuned. I'm watching this one. You have the daily bullish divergence going on down here, just like you had over here at your bottom. You clear as day have this falling wedge, you know, loading up here for a breakout. And yeah, you get a breakout and you're probably going to go for a ride over here on BA. So something to keep on your radar. If you break above 207, you break above the trend line. So why not just have the alert set for right above 207? We'll call it 208. And then you're waiting for the daily close. Now, as you can see, you keep getting rejected. So you're waiting for that daily close above. And then you probably do get a nice, safe swing entry. Just something to put on your radar. All right. Last one we're going to be discussing over here is Netflix, or not Netflix, Hood. All right. Hood has pushed up right to 1649. You have the weekly close above 1649, which is bullish. I'm not telling anybody to long Hood. All right. But I'm definitely bullish on a pullback if we come back to this 13, we're going to call it $14 range. Okay. That's what I'm watching. All right. So top focus into this week, guys. We're talking IBM. We're talking, where is my Roblox? We're talking Roblox. We're talking Upstart. We're talking GME. We're talking ZOM. We're talking BA. All right. Now, keep in mind, layup setup of the week is going to be over here in the video. Break above 824, you very likely are going to quickly come up to 850. I know for a fact, all right? That's going to be like a 100% move there if you're playing weeklies to start off the week. Layup, okay? Doesn't have to be a layup, but it looks like it's going to be a layup to me. So definitely something I'm putting on your radar. All right, SMCI, guys, inclusion in the S&P 500. This is probably going to be bringing higher prices. You put on extended hours, you already are at $1,000 because the high was over here at 1,070. I think this is going to be taken out with flying colors. Anybody who bought these dips, congratulations. All right. Trying to say, I don't think it's time to short the beast. I think you're like over here, you print this hammer candlestick off the 9. I understand you had that, but it looked like to be a bear trap. And then you had this going on. It looks bullish. That's all I'm getting at. If this thing is going to be trekking higher, then that is bullish sentiment for the whole chip sector. And you have SMH doing some things. You got Avgo earnings this week. You got NVIDIA looking how it is. You got MU pushing up to a new high. You got TSM also looking pretty bullish. All right. All of these are looking so freaking good to me. Okay. And then you have the big boy himself, AMD. What the heck? What the heck is this? Guys, this is a breakout. That's what it is. It is what we were waiting on for quite some time now. And I do think you will be pushing 220. All right, guys. So that's what I got for you this week. I am bullish on the week. If we get a dip to start off the week, I'm looking for it to be bought. All right. Potential spots for it to be bought at 510. All right. On QQQ, you're watching 440.59. And again, I'm looking for that 450 level. So if you do see the entry down here, that is about $10 of upside. Congratulations in advance. All right. Or not. All right. It could, not go my way at all there, but I'll tell you right now, guys, I look at these charts and I think about the psychology, what's going on behind the scenes. All right. And what I just spoke about in this video makes perfect sense to me. I hope it makes perfect sense to you. And I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your weekend. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.